Guys, let's try this again. It's Mike from Richmond Reptiles. New to lives, new to face-to-face content. If you ever see anything like this, it's probably a live, so cut me some slack. Last time we had some audio issues. I'm hoping that today's a little bit better. I'm not using that mic anymore. But we're almost up to 2,000 followers, so I figured it was a good time to do an introduction. Kind of, Richmond Reptiles wasn't ever a thing. It was something that we started to just not spam our family with all our reptile posts. We got our daughter a chameleon. She wanted a chameleon for her 11th birthday. We knew it was a big undertaking. We knew that they were kind of complicated. But she's responsible. She does good in school. She helps around the house. She does her chores. So we told her, like any big thing like this, it's something that we do for things for whether she wants to miss a day of school or, do something special. If it's a bigger decision that's going to, take a lot, we make her write a 1-page paper. And so she wrote a 1-page paper, and we got Dart. He's in that enclosure right there. He was we drove over an hour and a half to a pet store that had an older chameleon, just so that it could be more established. We didn't want to run into a lot of issues. Well, we fell in love. We considered Dart a rescue. It seems like he was in the pet store for 8 to 12 months, based off his age, and he's got scarring on his nose and his mouth from what I can only guess is people touching the screen and him rubbing his face on there. But anyway, 2 weeks later, we got Petrie. You may have seen her with MGK sharing her reel. That was kind of what blew up our Instagram account and got us a bunch of followers. Kind of made us like, oh, well, maybe, this could be a thing, and kind of joke. Then fast forward, my son wanted a beardy. We were getting crickets every couple days for the chameleons. My son fell in love with a beardy in the pet store. It was like a month before his birthday, and something in my gut told me not to get it, but we got it anyway. Got the starter kit, kind of rushed into being bearded dragon owners. And Grogu changed our lives. I feel like he really just, we fell in love with bearded dragons. We already loved our chameleons. We started to realize that, reptiles were our thing. And then my wife ordered Day. We got her from South Bay Dragons. Awesome breeder. If you're ever looking for a beardy, I 10 out of 10 recommend them. I have a few other breeders, but South Bay is definitely someone I wholeheartedly recommend. Sorry, I'm a little thirsty. Anyway, it was at that point when we actually got Day here. Grogu was hitting his 2-week point and still not eating 100%. So we made him a vet appointment, and he just crashed hard. Called off for a week of work, trying to just force feed him and, get a spark back in him, and he ended up passing. And I think that's when that was just heartbreaking. It was 3 days before Odin's birthday. And Grogu was Odin's birthday present. He literally was crying for 3 or 4 nights in a row that someone was going to buy his beardy from the pet store before we bought him, and that's why we got him early. But, I told Odin, I was like, maybe Grogu's purpose was to ignite our love for these animals.
I know, Mom. Leave Dan alone. Good girl.
And, maybe that was Grogu's purpose, was just to ignite that love and, show us that we love all these reptiles and these bearded dragons and chameleons and stuff. And it showed us a lot of the misinformation and different things related to reptiles. Honestly, it was really hard when we started kind of feeling like something was off with Grogu. It was really hard to, get, I guess, information we were confident was right. You see YouTube videos of breeders that have been breeding for 30 plus years, and then you have people that say work at a pet store or on Facebook groups and make you second guess everything. And I know information's changing all the time, but I honestly feel like if there was a better source of information and a more clear-cut source of information out there, that, maybe we could have saved Grogu. Honestly, Grogu was 5 grams when we got him. If you know anything about bearded dragons, most breeders won't let him go before 20 grams. He was severely, he must have got into the wrong bin or something, because there's no way, even for a pet store breeder, that they should be going out that young. 5 grams is literally like a hatchling. So anyway, that mixed with, he had isospora, but he definitely ignited a love for reptiles, and his tank right there is still empty. We haven't been able to fill it. We just don't know. We've joked about, opening up a rescue, and my son saved a 5-line skink a few weeks ago, and, we kind of joked like, oh, welcome to Richmond Rescues, little buddy. And yeah, it's kind of funny how the universe works, because since I made that joke with my son and, the skink that he had saved, we got offered to take in a crested gecko that someone seen our videos and everything. His name is Bolt. He's about 15 years old. He is gonna be going up. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Dad.
What's up?
I was just trying to say that my back hurts right now.
Okay, well, I'm live, so.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. How about we go get changed and get dressed for the day? Go brush our teeth. Yeah. Go on, baby. Thank you. No, Luna and Odin, or Soleil and Odin, sorry. So, Bolt's gonna go right up there. We were honored to even be asked to, take him in, as people that is just like a regular family that love our pets, and just didn't want to spam people with our Instagram posts, or friends and family with our Instagram posts of our reptiles. We were honored that someone would watch our videos and think like, hey, that's a great home to send my crested gecko that I just feel bad that, life changes, and they travel for work a lot, and they just feel bad that the gecko isn't getting the attention that it deserves. And so, yeah, we were really just honored to be asked, right? And kind of crested gecko, pretty cool. Never had one, obviously. We're new to reptiles. We've only done beardeds and chameleons and such. I did have an iguana as a kid, but that was my stepdad's. Yeah. And I mean, she's actually still alive. She's about 7 foot long. Her name's Liz. She lives in an 8 foot by 6 foot by 4 foot deep terrarium that's built into my stepdad's basement wall. It's actually really sweet. Probably what ignited my love for lizards as well. We he also had a blue and gold macaw and a cockatoo. So exotics were definitely in the past. Anyway, tangent. Point being, so then after someone asked us to take Bolt, and we're picking him up on Sunday, so that's pretty exciting news. We were at the pet store and kind of looking at things and getting an idea of what because Bolt's coming with a whole enclosure, everything. But me being me, I wanted to prepare. So we were looking at that, and at the pet store we have a really beautiful tan and like purple hued veiled female chameleon at the Inglewood pet store right up here. And we named her Dolores. We love her, but after Grogu, I don't know if we'll ever be able to buy another pet store animal again. But we love her. We named her Dolores, after the Dolores Umbridge from Harry Potter. And we were looking at her, and this old guy was looking at her, and, I just kind of was like, man, I wish we could take her. I hope she goes to a good home. And he was like, yeah. He's like, you like chameleons? And I'm like, yeah, my daughter and I, we each have one, and we love them. We got them a couple months ago and instantly fell in love and became obsessed. And he was like, really? Well, I had 2 in my lanai, and they must have mated and laid eggs. I got them out of my lanai, but I was, cleaning whatever. I forgot the exact story, but basically he found these eggs, this clutch of wild veiled chameleon eggs, and so he put them back, and he kind of just watched them, and lo and behold, a few of them hatched, and he ended up with, I think, 5 or 6 veiled chameleons babies out of the clutch that survived and whatever. And this old guy who's never owned a chameleon before in his life has been taking care of these baby chameleons. And I guess his wife's gonna keep one, his granddaughter's gonna keep one. But he wasn't sure what he was gonna do with the other ones. And he asked us to take a couple of them. He said he was kind of getting to the point where he's gonna release them. I'm working on trying to find a home for the last one that he has available. I mean, we just couldn't take on 3. we could put all 3 in this one. They're tiny. They're only like a month and a half, 2 months old. They're just getting switched to pinhead crickets. We're, kind of jumped right into it, but yeah, we couldn't let those little baby chameleons just get released into the wild. 1, that's illegal. 2, they just wouldn't survive. They were technically born in captivity, and they've been used to someone feeding them and everything like that. And yeah, so yeah, we're getting 2 new baby chameleons. We're trying to come up with names, but they're going to start off in this enclosure because that's how they're being kept right now. All 5 of them are being kept in one enclosure. So we're going to take 2 of them, and we're going to do an acclimation period in that enclosure right there. We just set it up. And then after a couple weeks, we will set up another enclosure. We don't want to stress them out too much. They're still babies. We don't know exactly. He said that they hatched at the beginning of June. So yeah, they're literally going on 2 months now. So they should be good. There's no aggression, even with all 5 of them in a similar size cage. So I'm hoping that it won't be too stressful for them. And yeah, we don't really know what we're getting. They're technically captive bred, but they're from wild genetics, so could end up with a cool one, I guess. Really, we just didn't want them to suffer a painful death because someone just let them go or whatever, and they're invasive down here. So, part of what we like to think we would like to do is wildlife conservation and educating people on all that eventually. But yeah, I don't know if you guys want to go see the animals before I hop off. Thanks for joining me. We got a few people that ended up hopping on. Hopefully the audio was better for you guys. But yeah, that's a little introduction for Richmond Reptiles. We're literally just a Florida family that, likes and loves the reptiles and kind of jumped head first into this. We all have ADD, so we kind of hyper focus on things. But yeah, we fell in love with reptiles and we jumped in head first. And I can't say I regret it. It's a hobby that pays back, not monetarily, but in the soul. And, something about building bonds with these animals, like even Dart right here. This guy, I swear, I call him a rescue. He was in the pet store 8 to 10 months, like I said. He's got the scarring on his nose. It took me about a month, and he's still sassy. He'll still let you know he's in charge. But he'll hiss at me and then climb right up for a ride almost every day, multiple times a day. We'll go to our open air hangout in the bathroom. We'll go outside by the pool and bask in the sun. People have accused me of abusing my animals because they see how much we have Dart and even Petrie out of their enclosure. And I'm literally like, we don't force these animals to do anything. We offer them, we spend the time with them. I work nights, so I'm home in the mornings with the kids during the summer. They're about to be going back to school, but I'm at home during the day. So if I'm walking by the enclosure and I see him looking at me, I'll put my hand in there, and I don't try to get him to climb on me, and still to this day, months later, I still do that. Whenever I notice he's looking at me or, might want out of his enclosure. Well, he's kind of showing it. You can kind of see him moving in there. Whenever he's kind of showing me that interest, I put my hand in there. I try to acclimate. I talk to him. We have our bonding time every morning when we mist him down. In the morning, I don't use automatic misters or foggers. I hand mist 2 to 3 times a day. We live in Florida, so humidity is normally not an issue. And yeah, it has been a great few months, and thank you everyone who's followed along. I honestly never thought that we would be able to say that we're almost up to 2,000 followers. I figured it would just be a place, Richmond Reptiles would just be a place that we spam posted our pets, and it was kind of going to go into the void. And then all of a sudden, we got the 2,000 followers. But I guess since people are hopping on, I'll take you along and we can talk to some of our animals. I can introduce you guys to them, maybe introduce you to the kids. I'll warn you, the kids' bedrooms are dirty. But they're 8 and 9, or 8, 9, blah. Odin just turned 9. They are 9 and 5, and then our about to be middle schooler is still sleeping in, enjoying the last few days of summer. But here is Dart, King Dartimus, as we call him. He's the one that I was saying that, we consider him our first rescue. We love him. He's our sassy boy. Like I said, he'll ask to come out all the time, but then still sass at you, act like he's going to bite you, and then climb right up on your hand and go for a ride and hang out. Now, this is going to be the baby's enclosure. We just set it up. Obviously, I don't want that fake vine in there, and over time we'll get some pothos and different setups or different plants, but we got a snake plant, we got that other tropical plant. I'm not a plant person. If someone knows what this one back there is, feel free. And then we have Day Day, our red monster from South Bay Dragons. Hi, Day Day. Such pretty colors. She's still adjusting. We've had her for a little bit over a month, but my wife actually just got to hold her for the first time without her trying to run away. It was really exciting. We're real big on not pushing the boundaries of these animals. So we, takes a little bit of time. If they adjust and they want to climb up and they adjust willingly in a short time for that species, great. We love it. If not, okay. We're willing to take the extra time. So we don't post about the fish a lot, but this is our 5-year-old's fish tank. That's another one that kind of is new to me, fish and aquarium keeping. I don't know much about it. She's got a goldfish right there. She's got a little pleco. And she's got a dino fish that's hiding in the back. Diamond. Anyway, Diamond's the coolest one. She is a dino fish. It's like a freshwater eel from like Africa or something. We have the albino version, and so it's blind. But honestly, it's a really cool fish that has some personality to it. It will hold on to the leaves in the tank and sleep, and it, will flutter around and hold its little pellets away from Fiji, the bully of the tank, the goldfish. So it's always kind of funny. But hey, buddy, can you turn that off for a second? Can you pause it? I just want to show people Cyrus. Say good morning, Cyrus. Cyrus is our maybe 3-month-old now baby dragon. We got him from Sapphire Dragons. Here's his tank. He is awesome. He's adjusting really well. He is demolishing food, growing really quick. I mean, we've only had him,
about a month now?
A little bit less than a month, right?
Yeah.
It would be a month on Tuesday. We've had Cyrus, and he's already went through a shed and starting another one. Guy is pounding the discoids that we get. Shout out Suncoast Discoids. They, we found them a few weeks ago, and they have been a great help. Sorry, let me turn this off. They've been a great help with, feeding these animals. Now the chameleons. Hi, Petrie. Good morning. The chameleons don't like the discoids. I don't know. They've been raised on crickets. They don't really show interest in them. So, we still get the large crickets from the pet store. But we 10 out of 10%. If you live in Sarasota or in that surrounding area, I mean, I live all the way down in Inglewood / the Rotunda. If you live in that Southwest Florida area and own reptiles, definitely check them out. They're not going to be able to beat, online bulk breeding prices, but they're small batch discoids, super healthy. My animals love them. And, I'm a big perpetuator of small business. Speaking of that, if you guys know anyone in the Florida area or even someone that ships to the Florida area that makes any kind of pet products, dog treats, cat treats, dog toys, reptile stuff, obviously, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll definitely try to collab with you. It doesn't matter if you're just starting out. whatever. If you have something that, you know, is a good product that we feel like would be a good product for any pet, you know, I don't care if it's for lizards or like cats, dogs, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you are a small or family owned business that is in the pet section, let us know. Maybe we can collab. I'm always down to help a small family or a small family owned business or just a small business in general. You know, my family I grew up working in metal recycling. Most people think, you know, the scrappers going and picking up metal on the side of the road. No, we were the guys that bought from them. My grandpa's been doing that for over 50 years, since I think 73. So yeah. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic I guess we can talk about. But anyway, guys, thanks for joining in. Hopefully the audio was better this time. And yeah, till next time, have a good day.